Hey everyone, I'm Alan Stark, and welcome back to another Blender tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you how to attach any prop or weapon to your character's hand. Plus, using this short animation I made, I'll guide you step by step on how to attach, animate, and detach a weapon exactly when you need to. Ready? Let's jump right in. Attaching an object to a character's hand is much easier than you think. For example, we have a sword here that we want to attach to our character's hand. First, I'll position the sword close to the hand, making it look like the character is holding it. Now, with the sword selected, head over to the Constraints Properties tab on the right menu, click here, and add a Child of Constraint. Next, in the Target field, we need to select the character's armature. I can just click on the eyedropper tool, hover over the armature, and select it. As you can see, the rig is now detected. Now, in the bone field, we need to specify the exact hand bone. To find out its precise name, click on the armature, go into Pose Mode, and select the hand bone. Right here, we can see the bone's name. Now, easily head back to Object Mode, select the sword, type the bone name in the bone field, and select Hand IKL. To prevent the sword from jumping out of place, click on Set Inverse, and that's it. If we switch back to Pose Mode and move the hand bone, you'll see that the sword moves smoothly with the hand. They are completely attached. Alright, let's look at this animation I built. It'll show you exactly how I attached the knife at a specific time, animated it, and detached it when needed. I used a couple of tricks here that I'll share with you in just a bit. First of all, I blocked out the entire character animation without attaching or animating the knife on the ground. As you can see, the character is going to pick up the knife from the floor, toss it in the air, catch it backwards, and finally throw it at the target. We need to animate this step by step. In the first scene, exactly on the frame where the stick figure's hand reaches the knife to pick it up, we need to attach it. First, I select the knife, then go to the exact frame where the hand picks it up, which is frame 91. Now, from the right menu, go to the Constraints tab and add a Child of Constraint. Just like before, select the armature in the Target field. Identify the correct hand bone, choose it in the bone field, and click Set Inverse so the knife stays in its place. So far, we've attached the knife to the hand using the same steps as before. But as you can see, the knife is attached to the hand throughout the entire animation, which is not what we want. To make the knife attach exactly at frame 91, in the Child of Settings, right at the bottom, there is an option called Influence, which controls the strength of the attachment and allows us to keyframe it. On frame 91, click on the Influence slider, currently at 1, and insert a keyframe. Now move back one frame to frame 90, drag the influence down to 0, and insert another keyframe. Just like that, the knife is no longer attached before frame 91, and the animation works perfectly. Alright, now let's move to the second scene, where the stick figure tosses the knife in the air and catches it by the tip to throw it. Here, we need to detach and then reattach the knife to the hand. First, go to the frame where the knife needs to leave the hand, which is frame 143. On this frame, we'll keyframe the influence to 0 so it detaches. But before doing that, go back one frame to frame 142, keyframe the influence at 1 so it stays attached, and then on frame 143, set it to 0. Now, the knife is attached up to frame 142 and detaches at frame 143. But the problem is, as soon as it detaches, it snaps back to its original starting position on the floor. If I try to manually move it up and place it in the correct spot, it messes up the knife's position across the entire animation timeline. Let's hit Ctrl-Z and undo that so I can show you the correct way to do this. The proper method is to keyframe both the influence and the object's transform coordinates. To do this, open the Item tab in the right-hand menu. While on frame 142, hover over Location and press I to insert a keyframe. Do the same for rotation and scale to lock down the knife's current position in the timeline. Now, when we go to frame 143 and move the knife, its position won't break across the rest of the animation because we saved its transform data on frame 142. Now all we need to do is align the knife smoothly with its position in the previous frame. For better accuracy, it'll navigate around in the 3D viewport and place the knife exactly where it should be after leaving the hand. Next, let's go to the frame where the character catches the knife by its tip. It'll first animate the knife's rotation and place the tip right in the stick figure's hand. To make the toss and flip look smoother, it'll add an in-between keyframe for the knife's rotation and position as it travels through the air. Now that the flip is animated, it's time to reattach the knife to the hand. But first, let's make sure we have location and rotation keyframes saved on this frame. Next, insert an influence keyframe with a value of 0. Then, go one frame forward and change the influence from 0 to 1 to snap the knife back onto the hand. Naturally, the knife will jump out of position, so we just need to manually adjust it back to the hand one more time. Now we move on to the final scene, where the stick figure throws the knife toward the target. Animating this part follows the exact same logic. First, go to the frame where the release happens, which is frame 192. It'll keyframe the influence at 1 and insert keyframes for location, rotation, and scale. One frame later, set the influence to 0 and manually reposition the knife right where it should be after leaving the hand. This is the very first frame of the knife's flight toward the target. To animate the rest of the throw, go forward a few frames, rotate the knife, and place it directly on the target. Keep in mind that these manual frames require precise adjustments. Patience is key to making it look great. Alright, the knife's throwing animation is set. However, by default, these last two keyframes for the rotation and movement are set to a smooth interpolation curve, which isn't ideal here. Let's select these keyframes, right-click, go to interpolation mode, and change them to linear so the knife flies at a constant linear speed. And there we go. The animation is complete. You can now use this workflow in many of your projects to avoid wasting time manually keyframing weapons frame by frame. Using the child of constraint instead of manual parenting not only saves a massive amount of time, but it also gives you much cleaner, more professional results. I hope you found this tutorial helpful and can put it to good use. Don't forget to like and share the video. See you in the next one. Peace out.